In this video, we're going to be building a one camera, one TV remote system. Hey guys, this is AJ the CEO. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, thanks for stopping by. And on this channel, we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. So I had a church reach out to me, and I'm going to be helping them add a camera so that in the basement where the fellowship hall is, anybody who's in the fellowship hall can hear and see what's going on. I mentioned this with a part that I'm getting that I already reviewed in the previous video, the Blackmagic Design Mini Converter Audio to SDI, which is what I'm going to be using with this, as well as the Ada Imaging PTZ camera, which I will tag here as well in the review of that. And I want to walk you through what I'm going to do in actually designing this system for the church. This is kind of different than what I normally would do, but again, I'm all about helping the church move to whatever direction, and this is the jump that they want to make, so this is what we're going to help them with. So let's cut over to the computer. Alright, so here is the system that we're going to be putting in at Liberty. Really simple, but let's go ahead and just walk through the whole thing. Alright, so we have our PTZ camera, which is going to be mounted in the back of the church. All of these obviously need power, so that's going to be assumed. So coming out of this, we're going to be using a Marshall adapter, which is going to convert the regular RS-232 serial cable and convert it over to Ethernet, which will make that a lot simpler as well as more cost efficient instead of getting super long RS-232 cables. So that's what the red cable is going to be. That red cable goes to our camera remote control, which can actually go up to 256 cameras. 255 cameras, excuse me. So they have a lot more growth if they ever wanted to go in that direction. And the next thing that we do coming out of that, this camera has HDMI, DVI, and SDI out, but we're going to be using SDI out just because of how far away the camera is from any type of monitor. So the green is going to represent the SDI cable. That's coming out into the audio to SDI mini converter. The video goes in, and then we're going to bring in a line in from the new Behringer sound mixer, 16-channel sound mixer that they're actually getting, that we're going to be installing at the same time. We pull from the aux out, just like a monitor output. We're going to pull that in and bring one of those lines in to bring audio from the house into the audio to SDI converter. So now we're embedding audio from the sound system into the line that's going to be going downstairs. So we have another SDI line comes out, goes into another Blackmagic SDI to HDMI converter, which we've used many times on many other projects, and that's going to be mounted on the back of the TV downstairs with an HDMI coming out and connects. So really simple. Now there are some enhancements that I would recommend in this type of setup, but again, they don't want to do that right now. So what I'm going to do is just show you what I would do in this type of scenario. So let's go ahead and duplicate this slide. So now I have the original, and what I would do is let's make a copy of these. And this is no longer a big screen. Just let this be like a monitor or something like that. Now, what I'm seeing as a problem with this is to control this, you won't be able to see what you're actually aiming unless you were downstairs. So what I'm going to suggest to them is instead of having the camera go directly here, I would go make the camera come into this SDI to HDMI connection right there. Now these little converters actually have a pass-through. So what I would do is now take the SDI out, the pass-through, and let that go here. So let's change that color. All right. And then I would have HDMI come out and go to the monitor. So now in this setup, you have a monitor to set up right beside the remote so people can see exactly what they're aiming at when they're using the remote. And then because we don't need sound here, that's why it's coming in here directly. Then SDI is going to go out into the audio to SDI and embedder, bring in the audio into that feed, now send that feed with the audio downstairs to the other TV. That would be my suggestion, just those two. But this is what they originally asked for, and that's what we're going to be installing. Once we install it, after some time, maybe they would be like, oh, that makes sense, we can go over with it. But that's kind of what we have set up. Really simple install, shouldn't take very long to do. Honestly, probably running the cables for their sound system is probably going to take longer than actually setting this up. But anyway, this is part one. Part two is when we're going to actually be installing this stuff. So make sure you check out the next video. And how would you do that? Well, first, I would appreciate if you like this video and then consider subscribing and then hit the bell notification. That way you won't miss out on the next follow-up videos of this new project that we're working on. So again, this is AJ, where we help you modernize your media ministry. We will see you on the next video. Later. Yo.